Sweet. We are live-ish. Yeah, we're live.
Perfect-ish.
Can everybody hear us? How do we sound?
We're in this gray area where we don't know.
Hello, everyone.
We're live or dead.
Cool.
Mostly dead.
I talk regularly like this, but for whatever reason, whenever I'm on a live cast, I try and get this deep, sexy, like live casty voice.
I know what it's all about.
What's the reason? I don't understand. I talk like this all the time. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. It's nice to have you on tonight, Thursday.
What's everybody up to on a Thursday night? Oh, sorry, babe.
What was your throwback
Like
picture on
slowly
Instagram? Was it a picture of you and your dad yucking it up? Good for you.
I feel like you're about to announce like the soul songs from the 70s.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I used to be a radio personality.
I believe it. Believe it.
Oh, we believe it.
I had my own radio show.
Wait, I didn't know this about you.
Yeah, I never told you.
No.
Yeah, I took there was down in Arizona. There was this school that I went to, and they had a radio. They had a radio show, and I took their radio broadcasting class, and I did well enough that I was on live for an entire semester doing a radio show.
Give us like a teaser. You know, the brief. What was it like?
Start
Whip
by
it out,
telling us,
Joseph.
Say,
No.
Welcome, dragons, or whatever your mascot was. Yeah.
Joseph Reedhead in the morning.
I don't even remember. I think it was like I called I can't remember. I stole it from this other guy. I was like, "Hey, my name is Joey the Buzz, so listen to the Buzz just because," or something like that. It was something. I was super young and it was super lame. But you try and keep it talking, keep it moving all the time. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna keep it going here. So hello, everyone. It's nice to have you here listening on KUTT. We're going to be listening to the soft rock oldies. So. Listen.
When you're not
just sit back and
you lose all of your momentum.
I know, right? Just sit back and listen to the smooth sounds of Al Green coming to you live.
Pretty smooth,
That
Joseph.
was
Pretty good.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm fixing your mic a little bit. Yeah. Ooh,
That was
Too much.
Meatloaf's I Would Do Anything for Love out of his album Bat Out of Hell. And now up, it's Boston McConaughey's single hit from the band Riot Tiger.
Oh my gosh.
Riot Tiger!
I tried to start a band called Riot Tiger.
My heart started to beat. I was walking barebeat. Hey, baby, wait. But I can't hardly breathe.
Hang on, let me get Joey for a second.
Riot Tiger! I was singing this song, but yeah, mute me. Go ahead. All right. Talk about Riot Tiger. Let's hear it.
No, it was just there was three of us, and all of us spoke Japanese, and we wanted to be big in Japan, kind of, but we never committed to it. So that was pretty much the entire story. Yep.
Do you play any instruments?
Yeah,
he
play the guitar.
He rocks on the
I
guitar.
used to have a sticker that said Fanta in Japanese on that guitar, but I didn't really. I like the look of the sticker, but
Well, that's your street cred right there.
yeah.
He lost his Fanta sponsorship from Japan, so he decided he'd take the sticker off and
There was
protest.
a brief period in time. Actually, my first what did I say?
Foray?
Foray.
Foray.
Foyer.
Foyer. My first foyer into
YouTube was a YouTube channel called Boston Translation where I would teach Japanese.
You
And
guys
then
missed out. Wow.
yeah, but then I really wanted to get into music in Japan, and there was a brief period where I was in a commercial that played in department stores all over Japan. So
Whoa.
no royalties.
Face recognition, though. Face recognition.
Famous.
Yeah.
oh, major screwed.
All right. Well, I think that's pretty much That's pretty much how it goes. So we should just introduce ourselves. I'm assuming this is still live. Yeah, it's going. It's working. Okay.
Awesome.
Nice.
Thank you. Well, that's great.
So I'm Boston, and I like to party.
Yep. He's also one of the founding members of Freaking Rad. I believe Rennie's the other founding member. I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, I got grafted in at some point. I'm Rennie. We are on Freaking Rad. We are doing something a little crazy in that we're live streaming. We don't normally do that. Call of Cthulhu. So, we're switching it up, and we hope you like it. Anyway, are we just going around the table?
Yeah,
Cool.
go around the table.
Right on.
Liz, go ahead and start us off.
Hi, I'm Liz. I go to school here in Utah at the University of Utah, and I am playing Leora Chandler, who is a circus performer.
Nice.
I'm Maddie Murdoch, and I write games for a kind of a living. And I'm playing Katerina von Hoos, who is a museum curator for the British Museum.
And I'm Scott Romney. I work for the Utah Governor's Office of Economic Development. It sounds more fancy than it is, but I am playing Montgomery Walsh, and I'm a spiritual investigator and journalist for the Daily Spectre.
Nice.
We should probably say our characters. I will be playing Sir Reginald Spitz. He is a bit of a dandy, but also an engineer who is very into hot air ballooning. Let me find the one. This is the dirigible that he currently has in the Isle of Jamaica. It's actually a little bit... Yeah. It'll probably be a little bit bigger than this. It'll probably be enough to hold a few people.
Yeah, the next
is
one
the
down.
operative
See that
word.
one right there?
Okay. Wait, this one?
Yeah, that one. That one should be about right.
This is the one. You can tell it's very different. Well, if you couldn't, Sir Reginald could.
And I'm playing Clara Foster, who is a dilettante but also a widow.
And my name is Joseph Reedhead, and I will be playing everyone else. I'm the keeper of the story, and I will be guiding these people on Call of Cthulhu, Mirrors of Darkness. So hello everybody and welcome to Call of Cthulhu Mirrors of Darkness. When last we left our intrepid heroes, they were unfortunately marooned on the Isle of Jamaica. They landed there and unfortunately had lost all memory of the first 3 days of being there and were arrested. They were let out on bail. The only person that didn't go to jail was Sir Reginald Spitz, and even though he remembered most of the rest of the 3 days, you guys don't. In fact, there was one other person with you. Unfortunately, our other player, his name is Nick Scryer, a.k.a. Lazy Bum, that's not here today. He is playing Detective Wayne Harper, ex-police detective from the Boston Police Department. And he, everybody else, was down on the beach at a bonfire, watching Sir Reginald Spitz give a little bit of an air show. And he had gone back to grab a mask that he had apparently been wearing, and then he was kidnapped. And now we're picking up. Everybody has gone back to the hotel. It was uneventful other than the fact that you couldn't find Detective Harper, and you're wondering where he is, and it's the morning of the next day. And you are awoken, all of you guys, by a loud sound that comes from downstairs. Apparently there's a lot of yelling and screaming, and you guys rush out of your rooms, you guys rush downstairs, and there is the police constable from, the police detective from the Jamaican Islands from before. His name is Roger Schultz. He is yelling at the front desk lady. I need you to get them down here right now. I can't believe. I thought that you were supposed to report to me everything that happened. I'm sorry. I thought they all kept me in.
Maybe we shouldn't go downstairs right now.
Out the window.
Out the window.
Unfortunately, he spies you guys and says, "Oi, you guys. Where were you last night?"
I still don't speak English.
Wherever we wanted to be. Where were you last night?
Well, unfortunately, I was investigating something. So, look, The front desk lady says that all of you guys were in your room last night.
Well, it's the morning, and we're coming from those rooms right now, so I think we could probably take her word for it.
Mr. Schultz, you seem very distressed. What's the issue?
It'd be better if you saw. In fact, Sir Spitz, I think I'm going to have to ask for your aid in a very urgent matter. Is it possible for us to request the use of your balloon?
Certainly.
Are
Okay.
you sure that's a good idea?
It's a wonderful idea.
All right. Please, follow me, Sir Spitz. The rest of you guys can come, but you guys are go down to the beach, and you get escorted down the beach a little ways to. There's actually a rocky outcropping, and there's a pretty high cliff, and it looks like there's something hanging there. It looks like a naked body being hung by a rope that has a mask like this on, and it's swinging there, and there's a lot of people gathered down below. People are absolutely freaking out, crossing themselves, swearing up and down, praying to different things, and
Where's Wayne?
Yeah, does it look like Harper? I mean, he had one of those masks.
That was the mask that Wayne had when I found you.
Let's see. He's a very large man.
he's pretty large. I mean, you can spot hidden to see more about it, but it's a naked dead body with a mask.
What is
Spot
he hanging
hidden.
from?
We've seen
It's a
Wayne
cliff.
naked before, so we should be able to. There's probably some
recognize.
discerning features.
Yeah.
You've seen Wayne naked before?
I thought they had.
We've
Well,
all-
they forgot.
They
We
forgot. They
forgot.
don't remember.
We saw him, but we have amnesia conveniently enough. So.
Conveniently wiped from our memories.
It's possibly the cause of your amnesia. Who
There
knows?
are pluses and minuses.
Do tell, Mr. Spitz,
Well,
what's your
he is
excuse?
my roommate,
Anyway.
so like I've seen him
Mr.
come
Spitz,
out of the shower.
the reason why we need your help is no one will climb up that cliff. It's too dangerous. We're not even sure how the body got up there.
I'll climb.
Could you
Oh yeah.
use your balloon to go up there and cut it down?
Yes, certainly. I mean, what's so dangerous about the cliff that we have an acrobat who can climb?
Whoever would like to get it, we just need to get the body down. It's causing quite a ruckus, and we'd rather not have it up there.
Would you rather put dear Leora's life at risk than use your balloon?
No, but I could certainly use your assistance. Would you be willing to accompany me in my balloon up to the top of the cliff to
Yeah.
get this body down?
I just have a question.
Yes.
Are we just letting it fall? Or are we pulling it into the balloon?
It would probably not be good if it fell to the ground in pieces.
Especially if it's Wayne.
Yes, of course.
Well, I just don't know that I'm strong enough to hold it.
You can probably tie it to the dirigible or something. I
Okay.
don't know.
I can do that.
I'm just. We need to get it down, and preferably with the body intact, so we can try and make some sense as to what happened to the poor man.
I see.
Mr. Spitz, please.
Yes, so right away, I make my way towards where the balloon has been anchored, and with Leora, I will basically just ready it, tie off the ropes, kind of making a show of it. You know,
There's some kids that are very excited about it.
yeah.
Hey, look, Skippy's
Their
doing his
mothers are
job.
Skippy! I love Skippy!
They've also noticed that I'm kind of dressed a little bit swashbuckly. I have more of a sash around my waist.
Is that your pajamas?
It's clear that I'm kind of trying to look like a pirate, you know, and it's not really in good taste, but at the same time, it's very Reginald Spitz. So, with that being said, we fire up the balloon and make our way towards the top of the cliff.
Okay, you have to give me a piloting roll on the balloon, and you need to give me a constitution roll to see how well you do up in the air.
I'm fine.
29.
Oh yeah, all right. I operate that heavy machinery well.
He swashbuckles his way into the hearts of everyone.
Okay, so naturally the winds are favoring us this morning, and we just take this beautiful course up towards the top of the cliff.
Okay, you are approaching the dead body, and you see that it's tied to some of the rocks. It looks partially flayed, and possibly some organs are missing. Most notably, a cavity's been carved out. It looks like the heart's gone, and yeah, it's about the right size and shape, but you can't really see who it is because they have this terrifying mask on.
This is kind of gross, Mr. Spitz.
I'm glad you said it. I think I can get close enough that if you're all right climbing over to the tree, we could maybe cut the body down, and I can try to catch it into the basket here.
Okay, so you guys kind of maneuver your way. Just as you're about to start, the crowd is watching. A little gust of wind lifts it up a little bit. There's a little bit of a gasp from the crowd. And it settles back down. You're able to cut the body loose. Again, do you guys want to, while you're cutting it loose, do you want to make any observations or anything like that?
Is it Wayne?
Absolutely.
Can I just
spot
pull
hidden.
off the mask?
Yeah, you can pull off the mask.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Fortunately, it is not Wayne. It is a person about the same size and build, but it's not him. But it definitely looks like the exact same mask that you had before.
Well, let's secure the body and go back down, and perhaps we'll go a little bit farther away from the crowd to not let them see this.
We should make the kids run away.
That's a good idea. So we'll make our way
I know one way to
a
make the
little
kids run away.
distance from
Show them a card from
Yeah,
the bottom.
again,
if possible.
you can even float down into town and over to the police station if you'd like. I don't mind. It depends on what you'd like to do. Just tell me what you'd like to do.
probably
and
easiest.
Throw me a pilot roll, and
If we can do
we'll
that,
go.
we will do that. Yeah. Pilot balloon. Yeah. Totally make that.
Nice.
I'm so glad I have these skills. So yeah, we just fine. We make our way very clearly, as fast as a balloon can go over towards the police station.
So there's a very slow procession as this balloon floats delicately over to the police station and lights on the top. And I guess you're able to
tap Schultz on the shoulder and I ask him, so you think that we're somehow connected or involved with this incident?
Look, I don't know what your game is or if you're pretending, but this is the fourth one that we've had in as many days. And we found you on the third day next to the other body.
See, that's something that we probably should have been told when we came to in your police station. You gave us no indication of what had been going on, and this is the first that we've ever seen of it.
Yes, absolutely. You tell him, Katrina.
I'm not under the habit of giving my suspects lots of information about ongoing investigations. You're more than welcome to come in and give statements about said things if you remember any more. Otherwise, why don't you keep out of it?
You brought us here, if you remember.
I brought Spitz here. You're
You were
welcome to
looking
go.
for us at the hotel.
I figured I would bring you in for questioning, but since you guys were in, it's possible that you weren't related to this one. You still might be related to the other two. Or three. I'm sorry, three. The other three.
Well, if there's anything that we can do, I would be obliged to help you. But know that we are not involved in this. In fact, we are missing one of our own, and we are deeply concerned about his whereabouts. So,
And we thought that was him strung up on the rock.
And
So-
why exactly would you think that?
Well, you've seen them. They look about the same size. They both have funny hats. And we thought, hey, if there's murders going on, it could strike us.
Sorry, all visitors look the same to me. I apologize. Look, I understand that you guys are guests here on this island, and I'm trying to be as understanding as possible, but I have a murder investigation and a lot of panic to calm on this island. So you'll forgive me if I don't take your word for everything.
Guests. This is how you treat your guests.
Well, when a dog poops on your rug, you usually put it outside.
Sir, you are speaking to a lady.
I apologize. I have work to do. No time to talk to ladies.
Yes, apparently.
He scuttles off to the police station. I guess there's a hatch on the top of the police station where you land, and they're able to lower the body down into it.
If there wasn't, there is now.
Yeah, the crowd is.
You made one.
The crowd is a little bit disappointed that they didn't get to see their grisly spectacle, but the police are really grateful for your service, and several of them salute you. It's great. It's good.
Kind of do the whatever politician sort of wave of acknowledgement. Yes, thank you for coming to see me, type of things. We make our way out. Any of the police officers look questionable or look maybe friendly?
All of them look relatively concerned. There's ones that look younger and a little bit more, I guess, persuadable than others do. There's some that are all business, and there's other that there's possibly at least one rather young-looking officer that's looking a little pale and green at the side of the body, and they'd probably cover it with a sheet. And he's staying back, noticeably shooken. You could probably talk to him if you'd like.
Yeah, he probably feels about the same way that Sir Spitz does, but maybe I'll walk up to this police officer and sort of ask, could you give me some details about this mask? Have you ever seen anything like this before? And so I hold up this knitted cap that was on the body that Leora just took off and hand it to the officer. Does this make any sense? Is this something that you would...
Please don't... you can leave that with one of the other officers. I don't want to touch it.
Why not? What's the problem?
Look, you're new here, and you seem like a nice guy.
I'm not.
There's...
I'm a very stern businessman.
Okay, well, you probably have no business here, especially not with the festival going on. It gets worse every year. This is the worst I've ever seen.
Is that why there's so many fires and parties happening? There's a festival.
I guess you could say that.
What is this festival?
Well, about 200 years ago, there was a pirate by the name of Captain Morgan, Henry Morgan. And after he died, there was rumors of black magic and that he would return. And there was, shortly after that, the town of Port Royal was half destroyed by an earthquake and sank into the sea. In fact, they still don't know where his body is because the ocean just kind of swallowed up the cemetery that he was in. It was all quite spooky, and nobody goes down there anymore except to celebrate, and that's what I thought you guys were doing. You guys were at one of the parties on the beach.
How far is Port Royal from where we are right now?
Well, it's a couple of miles up the coast. I mean, Kingston was made after Port Royal was destroyed. Again, that's 200 years ago. There was an earthquake, and then a couple years after that, there was a fire. The whole place is cursed, and people are trying to raise the ghosts of the evil things that were going on down there.
Why?
Lady beats me. I don't know why anybody would want to mess around with that stuff. Gives me the shakes.
Well, thank you for letting us know a little bit about the rich history of this area. Do you know anyone in town who would have maybe more information about it? Just a historian or
an old lady? Someone
who's sort of into the mythos or the history of this area.
You want to dig deeper?
Well,
I mean, I guess all the stuff about Old Port Royal would be in the Kingston Historical Society. They keep most of the records and things there. Of course, you could always go see one of the voodoo shops in town if you wanted to talk to the black magic, but I wouldn't advise it. It's really dangerous around here.
Yes.
Voodoo shop seems like the place to go.
The thing about magic, it's a wonderful parlor trick, but you're a fool if you believe in it.
Well, if you'd seen some of the things that I've seen, it'd be hard not to believe in it.
My friend, if you'd seen some of the things I'd seen in my lifetime, I'm sure you'd be completely bewildered as well, but that doesn't mean that there's forces on this world that we can't control. All things are within our power if we just have the knowledge to do it.
I hope my life never becomes that interesting. Anyway, I better get back to work. Captain Schultz is giving me a little bit of the stink eye. Sorry.
Oh, no, please go back to work. And I'll make my way out. Leora, do you want to continue? Ask any?
I think we should go to the voodoo shop.
Sounds good.
Okay, so it looks like you guys have two different options. There's a historical society with books and records and papers and all of that, and there's also a voodoo shop to
Perhaps
go to.
we should meet up with the others.
Yeah, I feel like we would have followed you over.
So,
the balloon.
yeah,
So
so
if you
you
come
two
out
guys
of
are inside the
police
station, and you three
station.
have been outside the station. So you guys can meet up outside the station
And
and
we
talk it
probably would
over.
wait for them to,
Yeah.
to come out.
All right.
So they said we should go to the voodoo shop to find out more information.
About
Excuse me?
about the murder?
Was it Harper?
No.
It was not, and I sort of
was
standing
gross,
there,
though.
kind of like Captain Morgan. As I walk out the door. It was not, and the crisis was averted.
Are you okay?
What? Averted?
Yeah, sorry, I'm fine.
Seems
Of course I'm
seems
fine.
like there's still a dead man, and we still don't know where Harper is. So I
The
don't
last
think
we saw, he had one of those masks. So
Yes, very good point. I guess it wasn't averted.
No.
The crisis was
Just-
dealt with.
The crisis was
sounds like
somebody
it was
else.
missed this time is what it sounds like.
We,
But it seems
took
like there's
care
a
of the
crisis
body.
coming.
yeah,
see.
there.
But we were instructed to go to a voodoo,
voodoo
shop. Is that what
Well,
you
it was an option.
said? Oh,
guess.
what is the other option, please? Pray do tell.
Some historical something.
That sounds a lot more up my alley, I think.
Well, they
So the
said
police said to you, "Thank you for the body. Hit up the voodoo shop or historical something."
Well, we were asking about what's going on, and they said something about people summoning or trying to summon spirits from Port Royal, from the earthquake and the fire and Captain Morgan, the evil pirate. And they said there's a couple places you could learn more about it, and the voodoo shop seemed most likely to helpful.
Wait, what does Captain Morgan have to do with today? With this incident?
So one of the officers explained that Port Royal, the city that used to be a couple miles down the coast, it was completely destroyed in, I think, both a flood and a fire, and it
Earthquake.
was an earthquake, and the Captain Morgan, he was buried in the cemetery there, and the entire cemetery was apparently washed out to sea during this earthquake and flood, and now the reason that there's all these campfires and revelry going on right now is there's a festival to essentially raise the spirits of these pirates, or raise the spirits of the dead in Port Royal. So
And this body has something to do with those types of ritual sacrifices?
He wasn't very clear
For
about that.
festivals.
He said go ask somebody else.
I see. We both see.
I'm glad you see, because frankly, killing someone to bring someone back to life is something that maybe we're all too familiar with.
They ripped out a bunch of his organs. It was weird.
Yes,
Did
unfortunately.
you see that?
Uh-huh. Well, I saw them missing, so I'm assuming someone took them out.
They don't just fall out.
Well-
For sure.
It could have been eaten.
Eat.
By what, though?
That's a very good question.
Does anyone recall where Harper went with his mask on the last time we saw him?
Well, we were walking with him, and then somebody touched him, and then they were talking, and they were war buddies, and then he ran back to the hotel.
It wasn't the same man, though.
I don't know. I didn't get a good look at the man.
Did he also have a mask on?
No, not that we
Sorry, I don't
saw.
even know anything about a war buddy. I wasn't there for that
Yes.
conversation.
We just walked all over together and then we split up because people kept meeting friends.
Well, he didn't come back to the room last night.
Oh.
No, we did not.
And that seems odd.
Yeah.
A crowd appears to be gathering and cheering as Skippy is, as you're talking with Skippy.
dear.
Should we leave you here?
Skippy, 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 Captain Skippy.
Let's make our way quietly to either. Would you like to visit the historical society or particularly the?
Would you like to
witch doctor?
change your pajamas first? we can make a stop by the hotel.
These
if you like.
trousers are not pajamas.
What?
I believe they're called
You're kidding me.
pantaloons.
Yes. No, these. This is what's wrong with what I'm wearing.
Oh, it looks like you woke up and forgot to change. But if that's what you're comfortable with, I understand.
It's quite the aeronautical costume. I think it's quite
see.
appropriate for his
I
profession. But they said that the historical society was here in town?
Yes, it should be, and we should be able to find. I don't know if there's a sign that says Kingston Historical Society down Main Street, but we can,
Yeah,
we can
there,
ask about
there
it.
actually is one just down the road. You can see it from here. Again, you're welcome to split up, and I'd be happy to role play it separately or together, however you guys want to do it.
I think in light of Harper's disappearance, it would do us no good to split the party even more.
Aw,
Agreed.
boo.
Quite worried about Harper.
Can we go to the voodoo place after the historical society?
Yes,
Of
dear.
course. I mean, we do need answers. I'm not discrediting all of our avenues for information, but I am also.
Any lead we have can lead us to the good story.
But you do recognize the reticence with which I approach this situation. I mean,
Just think, if they're
Voodoo?
sacrificing people to the spirit of a pirate, the people who would know about the sacrifice would be the voodoo people.
and
the
She
people,
has a point.
but also the people who are sacrificing these people would be the voodoo people. So perhaps we should avoid them if possible.
Oh dear.
Looks like this would be a good opportunity for you guys to split into two and divide
I don't think
and
anyone wants to
conquer.
go with me, though. So.
All right, for those of you who believe in magic, why don't you go read some books? We will go talk to the people who think magic is real.
So it looks like you guys are. It looks like Leora and Spitz are going to the voodoo
I will
shop.
join them at the voodoo shop.
Okay.
I will go to the historical society. I will
Leora
accompany you,
Spitz.
Katerina.
thank you.
Okay. So Pegleg Walsh and Katerina von Poos amble down the street to the historical society, and there's a number of different voodoo shops. I'm going to start with the voodoo one first, then I'll get to you guys right away. Okay. So it'll be a little bit back and forth. There's a couple of different voodoo shops. I think there's one of the larger and nicer ones appears to be Mama Luna's. So if you want to go into Mama Luna's voodoo shop, you are more than welcome to. Walk
This shop
inside.
looks nice. Looks like she's been doing well, tricking people.
So we should go to the crappy one.
Okay. If that's what you think, I'm happy to go.
Because this one looks like a front. This is the tourist shop.
She would know.
Okay, you're welcome to go to Bob's Voodoo and Gumbo Emporium just down the road if you'd like.
Shall we go
His name
to
is Bob.
It's not really. What, Bob's a great Jamaican name. Bob Marley? Come on.
Yeah, let's find the mom and pop voodoo shop.
All right.
Yes. And we'll go around the corner. There's another one.
Okay,
Seems a little more-
so you go down down a little ways to a little bit more of an hole-in-the-wall version of a voodoo shop. Yeah, it doesn't really actually have a name on the front of it. It just has a symbol of a black octopus above it. And you see a couple of people coming and going, but it looks relatively small. There's some accoutrements every so often. Some dead chickens hanging. As you walk in the door, there's the sound of a bell tinkling, and you can smell the waft, very strong smell of incense, sage, and lavender. All sorts of other mysterious smells assault your person as you walk inside and you see bowls and dishes and hanging bits and things. And in the back, you do see a very small, mousy old woman.
After you.
Okay, I'll approach the old lady.
I knew you guys would be coming in today.
Did you? How?
I felt it in my bones. You can always feel it in your bones.
Very talkative bones.
You knew that we would be coming in.
Yes.
Who are we?
Oh, child, you are the ones he's been waiting for.
Who?
I don't know. Why don't you introduce yourselves?
But you knew we were coming, so you should know.
Well, you perhaps have heard of me, Sir Reginald Spitz. But
I don't know a Spitz, no.
do you know a Skippy?
Yes, I think my grandchild has been talking about a Skippy. Is that you?
That is me.
He has gotten the biggest kick out of you.
Yes.
I have to say, I wouldn't be so comfortable so close up in the heavens. I'd be afraid the lightning be striking me down.
I've seen a storm from the sky and just the most spectacular thing you could ever imagine. Although, I'm sure you could imagine all kinds of things and have seen all kinds of things. Could you explain to me, have you ever seen anything like this? And I hold up the mask we found on the body.
Well, you'll not be getting one of those in my shop. That is brought over from a different island. We don't practice that kind of voodoo here.
Well, what is it? What kind of voodoo is that?
That is a darker voodoo. See, Jamaican voodoo is very nice and light. That looks more like Hispaniola voodoo. Probably from those Haitian people.
Oh.
Not from us. Jamaicans, we like to keep some good friends on the other side.
So what are they trying to do with the Haitian voodoo with the mask? What's the goal?
The goal is to wake him up.
Wake who up?
I'd better not say his
Captain
name.
Morgan?
Can you draw it?
Oh no. not Captain Morgan. No, Captain Morgan's a nice man. I saw him just a week ago.
Oh.
Very nice man.
He's rather old then, several hundred years, I would say.
Yeah, but he likes a rum. So if you take some down to the graveyard, you'll meet him yourself.
Okay, that's a good idea. We should try that later.
Great.
But,
Get drunk at a graveyard and you'll see a pirate. I believe you.
The funny thing about Captain Morgan, they say he was buried standing up. And he was supposed to be buried with some rum in his hand, but his wife would have none of it. And now they say he wanders the island, looking for some rum that he was promised. So if you give him some, he should talk to you, eh?
It's been a really deep grave. He's standing.
You know, they did some crazy things back then.
That makes sense.
How tall is he?
You know, he's a pretty tall man, but he's a little bit wider than he is tall. He's pretty big.
It's all the rum.
Sounds about right.
He had a lot of partying in his day.
So if they're not trying to raise the apparently very active dead man Captain Morgan, who are they trying to raise with this mask?
You know, I don't know if I'm the right one to answer that question. I just know that there's some darker people out there that like to cause some trouble for our nice island over here. But we don't like any of that
So what do you
dark
do?
stuff. Why, we just cast out evil spirits, ward off things, cure stuff like warts and that. You know.
How do you ward off the spirits? With what things?
Oh, you are looking to buy some charms.
Well, it depends on what they do.
Well, they work.
But what are they made of?
They're made of the finest ingredients money can buy. I tell you that much right now. See, you can get a voodoo bag here, a hex bag they call it. There is some toad and some chicken hearts and some mummy dust in there, and it should ward off the spirits. I can give you some other things that might help it out. Some incense, some sage out to cleanse you. You should probably do it every night. Maybe some dark root. Let me see if I can find some of that stuff in the back. While she's looking in the back, let's go to the Historical Society. Sorry, Clary, you didn't get much of a chance.
That's okay. I was about to chime in.
I apologize. Let's have you chime in before we jump over there. Go ahead.
Well, I've just been kind of leaning in the back, observing and just looking at some of the trinkets, and then I wanted to ask, my good dear, would you be aware of anything that might affect our memory?
Oh, you had a little bit of a lapse, have you here?
Yes.
Drank a bit too much, and you're hoping some of that stuff comes back to you, huh?
Well, not quite. Skippy here seems to remember the last 4 days perfectly well, but Leora here and myself, we seem to have a little amnesia through no fault of our own.
I see.
Yes, we don't think so.
That we
Well,
know of.
I don't have anything that could erase memory, and since I don't know how it got erased, I don't know if I can help bring it back, but I think...
Anything you know of on the island that might be extra intoxicating that we wouldn't know about as guests here?
Well, it's awful dangerous, but there's some people that grind up belladonna and feed it to some unsuspecting visitors. We try and put a stop to that. It's not good for tourism, eh? People getting robbed and such, and not remembering what happened to them. I hope that did not happen to you. We are a very friendly island, and we love all of our visitors. Especially Skippy over here. I give you a special deal. Okay? While they're working on stuff like that, you guys walk into the Historical Society, and you're greeted by a very stout British man with a nice monocle and a handlebar mustache. Oh, it looks like we have some visitors here. Hello. What can I do for you two?
Hello, sir.
I think you
Greetings,
took it off as soon as you could.
It looks like we've come to the right place.
Yes, you have.
We are actually visiting the island, and we heard some very interesting stories about Port Royal that we would like to learn more about.
Oh, of course, yes.
Well, most
See,
especially ghost
everybody-
stories. That's what I'm interested in.
Everybody loves to come to the Historical Society on the island. It's the biggest tourist attraction here. I told them that we should get more funding, but no one listens to me. No one listens at all. Yes. Port Royal, we have a whole section on it over here. Pirate stuff galore. Did you know that Jamaica used to be one of the havens for pirates? Ooh.
Did not know
Oh, it
that.
has that reputation.
Old Captain Morgan, and little known fact, there was a band of Jewish pirates that used to work with him. A famous Moses Cohen Henry Case was his first mate and became a captain himself. Did quite a run here. Quite the knave, quite the man. What legends. I can show you plenty of old things. And he shows you over to a display where there's a couple of sabers and some old-looking pantaloons and a three-corner hat. And, it looks like a taxidermied parrot of some kind. And there appears to be a selection of books and documents and papers around.
Okay. Can I use my library use role to
Let's
peruse the
let's
books?
give it a go. I think he's a man of science, and
I make it.
you make it. All right, you are able to figure out his indexing method rather quickly. It's all alphabetical. Good for you, and you are able to locate two books of rather noteworthy acclaim. There's a journal of Moses Cohen Henry Case in there, as well as some other letters and documents from Captain Henry Morgan.
All right. Well, shall we each take one and peruse?
Yeah, well, I'm actually going to speak to this gentleman.
Okay.
Take your time with
All
that
right.
material.
Might have to roll luck on that to get through all of it. I will do my best.
Okay. So let's go ahead and you can role play with that.
Just read over
What was your name again, sir? I'm sorry.
I am Sir Jonathan Nichols. I am the Jamaican historian here, and I am so happy you came. Happy you decided to visit. Oh, capital.
You don't sound Jamaican. Where are you from?
No. I come from jolly old England, my friend.
Old England.
But I settled here because I was needed here. You see, I'm a historian, and I have a capital brain. Perfect brain. I have the smartest smarts, you see.
Clearly.
Yes.
How long have you been stationed here at Jamaica for the Historical Society?
Oh, better part of a score, I'd say.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, we're visitors, and we've come at a kind of a...
Of course you're visitors. I know everybody on this
an
island.
Important time, right? And so there's lots of festivals and that sort of thing. What can you tell us about
Yes, you've come at a very opportune time. In fact, you've probably come for the celebration. It is the 200th year of the founding of Kingston.
Kingston?
Yes, it was founded after Port Royal was destroyed in that awful fire. Oh, my goodness. There's some amazing accounts. I think I have them around here somewhere. Would you like the accounts of the fire?
No.
Grisly thing.
No,
Whole place burned to the ground.
I'm happy with what I've learned from you already, but I am curious about how we can participate in the festivals. What happens for this celebration of the 200-year founding?
Well, I think you're doing a wonderful job right here, researching the history of the festival. That's, in my opinion, the best way to celebrate it, don't you think? It's just learning all the history this wonderful place has to be. And did you see the display? I think those pants are actually Captain Morgan's pants.
Absolutely.
Can you believe
absolutely.
it? We're so lucky to have
we
those things
certainly
here.
plan to spend our day here, but you close, and in the evening we're looking for some other way to participate. We saw what was happening in the city last night, and then we saw what was happening at the beach. Which would you suggest we attend?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could arrange a special dinner party where we read some books and more literature, if that's what you're interested
really like
in.
To get a flavor of the local culture, the Kingston town itself.
I suppose there's all manner of shops out there. To be honest with you, I spend most of my time here documenting. There's so much history to learn, you know.
A bit of a homebody, it appears.
A museum body. I like to say all history belongs in a museum.
I see. Well, yes. Well, I'm sure we'll take you up on your offer to use your facilities here. She's going to be looking into the history of Kingston. Can you point me in the direction to look up what might happen before Kingston was founded? The Port Royale story you were telling me about. Because we'd love to share over drinks this evening.
She's in the Port Royal section. You can help her out if you'd like. Or I can point you to any number of other interesting things. I mean, the last 200 years on Jamaica has been fascinating indeed. I mean, there's been some actual great studies about the tropical birds. I think a fellow from the museum actually took some and stuffed them. I think we actually have some pictures somewhere. I can find them for you. Hang on just a second here. And he scoots off to go scuttle and find them. So you're going through the...
Yes, I am.
Why don't you go ahead and give me a roll for that? I guess it would be...
history roll?
Yes, it would be a history roll, but I think...
There's library use or history.
It wouldn't be library use. I think it would be history, I think. Yeah, or give me a history roll on that one.
44, yep, I make it.
Nice. Okay. You are able to get through... You're actually kind of drawn to the journal of Moses Cohen Henry Case, the Jewish first mate of Captain Henry Morgan. And it's a little bit slow going, but he talks about some of their exploits. And in one of them, it actually catches your eye that they plundered a Spanish galleon off of the port of Gibraltar, New Gibraltar, and there were a collection of mirrors and things on there. That kind of stands out to you. And it also talks about a favorite pocket watch of his. He actually bemoans the loss of it later on in the later entries of it, but it seems like he credits the pocket watch to always being in the right time, in the right place to make the right plunder. That's kind of what stands out to you in his. From the letters of Captain Henry Morgan, it's apparently there's a couple of people that have gone through these, because there's talk about a map of some kind to a buried treasure, and it looks like some of the letters you can actually see are fake, that they've been planted in there to kind of stir up the idea that there's treasure on the island, but some of them actually look authentic, and it doesn't talk necessarily about a treasure, but more about a ship. But it doesn't sound like it's really a ship. It's strange. It's like a floating library of some kind that he talks about, that he plundered and that the sea took back. Very strange. Again, you kind of ignore the ones about the treasure, but there are some references to different places along the coasts that he liked to walk, and so those are the things that stand out to you in your notes.
Okay. Well, Mr. Walsh, I think we found quite the treasure trove of information here, both about this notorious Captain Morgan and his first mate, who seems like a very interesting fellow. In the diaries, did I see anything like the symbols that were drawn on Clara's robes?
Yeah, there's obviously a reference to a couple of symbols. Again, you now recognize the symbols as Hebrew writing, and it's clear that there was some type of ceremonial something going on. You don't actually hear mention of anything in there. It doesn't look like Moses Cohen was a particularly religious man, but he was superstitious, and so it's possible. But nothing that particularly references robes or anything dark like that.
So this is Captain Morgan's private journal.
Yes.
It's Moses Cohen's journal, and then there's some letters from Henry Morgan.
I see.
Interesting.
Well, I'm sure that the kind gentleman here wouldn't mind if we borrowed this journal.
Oh, I don't think
I
that
found
would be
those pictures
possible.
of birds that you wanted. Look, there's this one right here. Oh, he's really, really big. And then there's this one that's a little bit smaller. I think you'll really like him. While he's talking about parrots, we're going to switch back over to the voodoo shop. Sorry, guys. And see, this smell is going to make a whole bunch of difference, okay? Here you go. She blows and this fine powder gets in your face and you start to cough. Why don't you give me a constitution roll real quick here, Mr. Spitz?
Yeah, no problem. Not
Okay.
too bad. 42. So
While
All right.
he's coughing, I want to do a spot hidden.
Okay.
Yeah, 24.
Okay. The thing that really jumps out to you isn't necessarily what is there, but what seems to be missing, which is silver. Most of the other places that you've been to or looked at have had some charms of silver, which is a symbol of purity, and there seems to be a decided lack of it here. In fact, for all her protest about avoiding the black magic, it looks like there's a couple of things that are around the back corner that she seems to be particularly avoiding and keeping you closer to the front of the shop, almost as if she doesn't trust you.
What was her name again?
She didn't say.
You never got her name.
We just started talking to the old lady in the back.
Darling, would it be okay if I step around this corner here?
Oh, I don't know. There's a bit of a drop off back there, and I'd hate for you to sprain your ankle, dear.
But it looks like you've got some more items that I'd like to look at.
Oh, what are you looking for? I can pull it up for you.
Silver.
Oh, silver. I'm sorry, I'm just a humble shopkeeper. I don't really keep much silver here. You might want to try one of the other shops. I do apologize, but I can't seem to afford it.
Do you do tarot readings?
Oh, well, yes, I do. Would you like your fortune read, dear?
Yes. Go look while I do that.
Well, that'd be $1, please.
Hey, Spitz.
Yes.
Ah, Mr. Moneybag Spitz.
So I hand her $1.
$7. And while she's turning to read tarot cards, I'm going to be sneaky and try to go around the corner. That's a sneak. Ooh, 35.
On what?
5%.
It should be 10%, right?
Again, you can choose to succeed. It just comes at a
10%.
cost.
I read it wrong. 10%.
Still, but
Yeah, again, you can choose to succeed. It just comes at a cost.
I mean, I want to look.
So do you succeed or do you not?
I did.
Okay. All right. You are able to go back there while she's reading the tarot cards. Let me flip this over. Oh, looks like you had a love, but you lost him. That is
yeah, he ditched me.
that is
took
unfortunate
off.
for a woman such as yourself, and a person holding a knife. Huh.
That would be me.
Oh. Hey, so while she's doing her fortune reading, you rifle back there and you actually find some rather disturbing looking parts of animals, heads, feet, lungs, tied together with some really nasty looking stuff. And as you're looking around, you pull open a box and you actually see what looks like a large spider actually crawl out and grab and bite you on the hand and then crawl back in. Go ahead and give me a constitution check.
63.
No.
It's 10 times your con.
No, it's 5.
It's five.
5 times
It's
7.
5 times
35.
5 times your
Yeah,
con.
I did not make it.
Okay, your hand is starting to swell and it is not looking good.
I kind of rifle out, shuffle out past the door around the corner, and
My dear, quick, help!
no, not you.
She's been. Her hand is
You
swelling.
work with animals. You work with animals all the time. You must know what's
Was it
wrong.
like a snake?
Oh, my dear, what is wrong? What happened?
Stay back from me.
Can I do
Well,
a
that is
first
no way to-
aid roll?
Yeah, you can do a first aid roll if you'd like.
I don't like spiders.
Is that a spider bite?
Nope.
She was bitten by a spider.
It was a massive spider bite. What else could it be?
There was a spider in here.
I keep all sorts of friends around here. Looks like you are sticking your nose where it don't belong,
Most of the
missy.
things are dead back there, except for that spider.
I didn't
Well,
make
you
the
could
first
be
aid
dead
roll.
yourself, poking your nose where it doesn't belong.
Hey, look.
Hey, listen to me, okay? You don't come into my shop and tell me my business. No, I don't want any bad business from you, but you just keep out, okay? Take this and go. She gives you a little vial of what looks like some green liquid that you assume is some type of anti-venom. And
Does she drink it or?
I'll let her decide if she wants to drink it or not, but she basically pushes you guys out the door. Before she pushes you out, she hands her hand out for like some type of money.
Well, if you could tell me what we can use that vial for, then maybe I will pay you.
All right, pay me first, then I tell you what she does with it.
Very well. And I hand her another $1.
More. The whole thing.
The whole thing.
About the skin
I
again?
sigh and sort of hand what appears to be at least the whole thing
You gotta do a conceal roll for that.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
try to conceal it.
Be-
Let's try to conceal it here. It's not going to go well, but we'll see. No. Oh, 97. No.
She knows, but she'll let you get off the hook. Okay, I tell you what she does with it. She drinks it. Bye. Pushes you out the door,
Well, there we
closes the
go.
door, locks the shop, pulls the shutter.
Okay.
My dear, I know it's frightening. Drink this vial. Drink this.
I don't know what's in that vial.
I do. It's
How do
antivenom.
you know what's in that vial?
It's going to be
Leora,
fine.
what's in the vial?
I think it's anti-venom, but I'll drink a bit first if you want.
I hand it to Leora.
I'll take a sip.
Okay. Give me a constitution check.
I'm fine.
She's
Okay.
fine.
She's got the stomach of steel, apparently.
It is some of the worst tasting stuff you've ever had. You do gag, but you're able to not throw up, and you kind of try and hide the fact that it's bad because you're like,
It does not taste good, but medicine never does. The worse it tastes, the better it is for you.
give me another constitution check. Sorry.
That was the worst.
49.
Just barely
49.
missed.
Barely missed.
Oh, no.
Again, she can choose to succeed. I'm actually gonna. It was close enough. I'm gonna give it to her. It just burns really bad, and so it takes a little while for the swelling to go down from your hand. But you do after the initial burning and the desire to throw up, you do your hand starts to throb a little bit less, and if you wrap it to stop the swelling, it will go
We'll
down.
wrap it.
So
I'll wrap it for her.
go ahead and lose 2 health points, though. Go ahead and
Ouch.
take 2. It's
I'm
a
sorry you
nasty
got bit
spider
by a
bite.
spider.
There are some consequences.
Miss Foster.
Thank you, Leora, for saving me.
Well, frankly, I'd like to go back in there and give her a piece of my mind, but perhaps we should move along.
I think we should find Katerina. What do you think?
Yeah, I think
Which one's Katerina again?
she's the one with the books.
Oh yes.
Did you leave your head up in that balloon?
I'm just joking. I'm trying to lighten the mood. I know who Katerina van Hoos is.
We
Yes.
are missing one of our friends.
Yes.
And my hand is the size of a
A grapefruit.
grapefruit.
Oh, we're petit bon van Hoos. Let's
Okay. I think that's a really good time to take our short break for the evening. So let's go ahead and sign off, and we will pick back up in just a short little while.
And we're back.
Hello and welcome back. We're back from the break, everyone. And welcome back to Call of Cthulhu, Mirrors of Darkness. The Island, Part 2. Our intrepid heroes were out investigating. Oh my goodness.
And knocking over them.
Sorry.
My spider head.
We'll be back in a Cthulhu jiffy. Technical difficulties. Okay, all right. Everybody settled? While you guys are off finding out information, I'm going to do a small little thing about what's happening to our dear friend Wayne Harper. You see, Wayne Harper finds himself waking up in the middle of a dark room, bound and gagged on a table. A bucket of water splashes over him and he starts awake. And he finds himself gagged, and there's two very dark-looking men in masks standing over him. And they pull up and they hold up a mirror. But instead, and they hold it in front of his face. And he, unfortunately, instead of seeing his own reflection, sees this man staring down at him through the mirror.
Oh no.
And says, "Hello, Detective Harper." "Why, hello, Detective Harper. It is so nice of you to join us here on this fine island. I'm afraid I'm a little bit indisposed, but I'm gonna need your help for the next couple of days. So if you don't mind, would you mind being my body man?" "Of course you do. Wouldn't you?" The men in the room start doing a ritual. There is a flash of light, and his body relaxes. The men take the gag off, and Detective Harper stands up and says, "Well, this is a rather interesting body indeed. Now we'll cut back to you guys.
Creepy.
You guys have had quite an adventure. You guys meet back up at the Historical Society, and after a long talk with Sir John, you guys...
I want to try a conceal for the journal.
do you guys want to sneak the journal out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to.
Sure.
All right, go ahead.
I have a success.
Okay. You pocket the journal, and while he's showing some of the stuffed parrots and different things they have at the Historical Society to the ladies, and very animatedly talking about stuff, you're able to stuff it in. And closing hours, you guys amble your way back to the Spiny Oyster for dinner. And
Is there more gumbo?
More gumbo, and
alternatives to gumbo.
and possibly alternatives to gumbo. You guys arrive back at the hotel to find a friend of yours waiting there. Why, hello guys. It's nice to see you again.
Harper, you're not dead.
I am not. Thank goodness the police let me off the hook.
We thought somebody carved your heart out.
What?
Nothing.
Harper, you scared us to death.
Well, I was pretty scared myself. I got shanghaied there. I think I actually ran into some of the murderers. It was pretty scary.
What happened to you last night?
Well, they knocked me out, and I was part of some really creepy ritual. I barely remember any of it. It's kind of like one of the other nights.
How did you get free?
Well, I just waited, and I kind of tried to loosen my bands, and when they weren't looking, I was able to escape. I ran over to the police station. I explained everything to the constable. He gave me my gun back, and I guess we don't have a curfew anymore.
We don't have a curfew anymore?
You explained
you
what?
don't have a curfew anymore?
I explained it to him, and he understands that we're not guilty parties. I gave him a description, and hopefully they'll find the murderers, but it looks like we can leave now if you want.
Just leave? Just like that?
I'd rather hear it from the mouth of an authority.
Well, you don't trust me? Come on, it's me.
You disappear for how long, and then you tell us we're just free to go.
All
No.
right. All right, don't believe me. You can go down and talk to the front desk lady. She received orders.
Don't take it personal, my man. All of us have had some trouble with our memory as of late, so we just want to get it confirmed.
What have you guys been up to? He has been gone for most of the day.
I make a psychology roll.
Looking for you.
Of course, but it'll have to be opposed.
Okay. I have a pretty good psychology.
Ooh, not quite that good.
Dang, I got 57.
I still made it though. I have
Yeah.
75 in psychology.
I got a 29 and I have an 85 in psychology.
Nope.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's appropriate.
We're glad you're back. But where were they holding you? These murderers,
Yeah, where did you run from?
ritualists?
I don't know. It all happened so fast. It was somewhere in town. I can't remember.
You said it was in town.
Yeah.
So then how did you get back here? Can't you walk back that way?
What do you mean?
You
went
walked here, right?
I went to the police station first, and then
But from where?
I don't know. It was a warehouse somewhere in town by the docks.
And you can't walk back that way?
Could you take us
I
to
don't-
it?
I was kind of drugged. I don't remember. I can kind of take you down that way if you want, but I don't know.
So you stumbled into the police office all drugged, and they were like, "Yeah, you're cool."
It sounds like you probably need a rest. You've had a rough night. Why don't you guys go ask the detective what happened, and I'll stay with Wayne here.
Okay.
Is that safe?
Oh yeah. We're best buds. We're roomies, right?
Yeah. Besides, I don't think they're gonna try and kidnap me again. I'm totally safe, you guys.
So what happened with your mask?
My what?
The mask you had?
This mask, and I pull out the knitted cap.
Oh, I think you guys know that wasn't mine. So I don't know. You can burn the thing for all I care. So Skippy, how have you been doing? I hear you are becoming a bit of a pirate these days. Prancing around in some pantaloons. It's
Who
quite
did you hear
garish.
that from?
Who didn't I hear it from in town? My goodness, you're quite the celebrity.
I thought you were kidnapped.
I was last night, but I made it to town early morning, and I've been sorting it out with the police.
Very well. Yes, well, we've learned a lot about the history of this particular town, and actually the festival is going on, and perhaps what the people who kidnapped you were attempting to do was perhaps even offer you as a sacrifice to raise some sort of being or god. When we were in the voodoo shop, this woman was talking about she didn't give us enough specifics. Go figure. Very helpful, unhelpful. But basically, that the festival that's happening right now is, to raise spirits or raise the dead or raise demons, or I'm not entirely sure.
You went and talked to a voodoo lady?
Yes, I mean everyone here believes in voodoo. You know, it's just some people are practitioners of it or practicers of it. It's basically home remedies. They're not. They tie all kinds of words to things. Like, here, try this medicine, it will change your spirit, when all we know is it's just helping your body.
I'm sprinkle this salt on the mirror, and a giant monster will come out and try to eat you and all your friends, right?
You know, science, right?
Yeah, science.
Yeah,
Science.
I get it. Hey, well, you dabbling in voodoo, it sounds like an interesting side to choose.
I think voodoo is nothing more than medicine, just with a different language to describe it.
Interesting theory. Okay.
The
Well,
mirrors?
I am getting a bit tired. Montgomery, where's our room again? I'd lose my head if it wasn't screwed on.
You
For
know
someone
where our room
who's just
is.
been kidnapped, you seem fairly jolly.
That's true. You have been quite.
He's always
tense.
the one who's scared and nervous,
first to violence.
I think the word you're looking for is
ready to strike.
Well, I don't know if I could take many more compliments like this, but I have to admit, being kidnapped and almost killed has kind of given me a new perspective on life.
What happened about the
happy to
last
live
time
it.
you almost got killed?
Did I almost get killed last time?
Well, there was an angry mob of circus people after you.
It seems like another lifetime ago. Oh man, I am bushed. I'll fast talk this one. Yeah, I make it.
What do we roll against fast talk?
I fast talk that one. 54 on a 65. I am out of there.
And I'm completely disinterested, and have no even inkling that something strange is happening.
Yep, none of you do. None of you
No.
are suspicious
We are not
because
suspicious.
I won my psychology roll and my fast talk roll.
All right.
Should one of us confirm with the police that we're free to leave the island?
I don't
Yes.
think Harper should be alone.
I'll stay with him. I'll take him up to the room. I'll take you up.
Thanks. Let's go.
Does anyone feel still a little unsettled?
Well, I mean,
About what?
Yes.
he leaving, and that seems odd, like an odd alternative to what we have been doing. I mean, we did all of this research to find Harper, and now he's here. I mean, it seems like a waste, but
We
What
could
else
go
can
talk
we
to
do?
Captain Morgan.
He's in way too good of a good mood, in my opinion.
Captain Morgan.
So one thing that bothers me is I spent 3 days looking for you. I finally found you, and none of you have any memory of where you were, what happened, and certainly why you had all these strange artifacts on you when you returned. Some of them, of course, we haven't seen before, but some of them new, including the dice that apparently could talk to you but couldn't talk to me.
I tipped the dice out onto the table.
Okay.
Another X.
Another X. There's always X's and a Q this time.
But there's a U.
The dice strangely rearrange themselves, and it says, "Follow the trail." That's what it says. Pretty clearly, follow the trail. Or
Do all of
Quigley.
all of you see this?
That was trippy.
I'm not that lucky.
That is quite the
Science.
parlor trick.
I want to roll them.
You're more than welcome to. The dice roll, it doesn't appear to spell anything.
You got weighted dice.
Yes.
I'll just-
Only waited when I rolled them, obviously.
Yeah, I want to just investigate these dice. We'll see if there's what would make it anything worthwhile.
Spot hidden, maybe.
I guess spot hidden is probably the
I
best thing.
believe because of the nature of them, I'm going to have you roll occult.
Ah.
Alright, well. Ooh.
Did you get a 4?
No.
You rolled a 7.
Oh, it's close. You need
Yeah.
5.
Try everything and
You
see
can
where-
choose. You can choose to succeed, but it comes at a cost.
I don't think it's worth
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
I'm happy
Oh,
to succeed
no.
in it. Yeah.
Okay. You take the dice, and you remember that you were given a new name at the one place back in the one time. Remember?
Yes, I do.
You used to be a slave, and now you think back on that time and you roll the dice. And they roll together and they spell choose a side.
Choose the side. At which point, I remember the chess pieces that I'm carrying and pick them out. I'm holding 2 of them again, and I just sort of show them to girls again. Did I show these to you? Do you remember?
Yeah.
There was a message left for me on the mirror when I first got back to my room yesterday morning, and it said the same words that are appearing here. It's frankly fascinating, this trick that's sort of happening.
The cup shakes violently in your hand and spills out another few dice. they read lies.
What are you lying about?
I don't know. Who's telling lies?
Just as you guys are discussing that, one of the serving men, I think his name is Derek, comes up and says, "Oh, hello there. It looks like it's time for dinner. Are you guys ready, or would you like to take it in your rooms?"
We should probably take it in our rooms. I mean, I think Harper probably hasn't eaten anything in a long time. He should
Yes.
probably
Oh,
have
Mr.
something.
Harper downed 3 bowls of gumbo earlier. He is completely full, I think. Did he say he was hungry still? I guess I could get him more.
He said he was tired.
Yeah. Well, I think we still have much to discuss, so maybe we'll take it here.
Yes, let's dine in the dining room.
Okay, you guys take gumbo, and we're going to cut to
Gumbo.
Montgomery and Harper Pennyworth. We get to the room. Thank you for bringing me here. I don't know why everybody seems so worried about me. I'm back. I thought we would be having a fun time.
Hey man, no one's happier to have you back than me. But
Thanks,
you
thanks,
gotta,
bud.
You gotta admit it's been kind of a weird couple days here, right?
Yeah, you got that right.
So I mean, were you telling them the truth? Is that all you can remember? You can tell me. I won't say a word to them. What else
Yeah.
can you remember about what happened last night? Because we were really worried. And did you see you heard about the body they found up there last night?
No, I didn't hear about. Look, everything feels a little bit fuzzy and foggy. I barely remember the conversation that we just had 5 minutes ago with them. I think I'm still under whatever it was that they gave me. It's really rough. Maybe I should sleep it off.
No, I remember coming out of that. I vomited quite a bit, and so I know exactly what you're going through. What can I bring for you? Did you have food already?
I'd feel bad you bringing me anything with that bum leg, you know. Ooh. Do you want to make a psychology contested roll for me?
I would like to do a psychology roll. I got a 14 on 60.
Nice.
I got a 14 on 85.
Okay. We technically tie, right?
All right, let's roll it again then. See the tiebreaker.
7.
88.
Nice.
Yeah, he basically is trying to insinuate that you're not really capable of helping him out, and kind of a ploy to make you feel bad. But you don't fall for it, and you just kind of shrug it off. And Harper appears to nod off to sleep.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted. I wanted to figure out if he's actually sleeping.
Okay, sure.
So, is that a psychology roll?
I
Is that a spot hidden?
Pharmacy.
I think it
tickle
would
him,
be.
see what happens.
Detect sleeping.
I think it would be
Law.
me trying to do a persuade and you trying to do a listen.
Okay,
Your listen against my persuade, I think.
sure. 39.
It's 73. Wow. Okay. Yeah. You can tell that he's kind of pretending to sleep. You gonna call him out on it?
He's so rude.
Yeah, I'll call him out on it.
Okay.
Are you pretending to sleep so I'll leave? You want me out of here? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, man. I just want some time alone. I feel really bad. Do you mind just giving me a few minutes? I'm sorry. I'm just so. I don't know, fried from whatever they gave me. I do apologize.
Yeah, sure. I'm kind of hungry anyways. I'll go grab some food downstairs.
Okay.
Tell me if you need anything. I'll see you later. And then I do a sneak to act like I'm going downstairs. But I'm going to put my head my ear up against the door. And I make my roll. 43 on 50 sneak.
Where is my? I guess I'd do spot hidden.
Me outside
Yeah,
the door.
21. I definitely spot the fact that you're there, and so I do not really move or make a sound. Well, what a game of cat and mouse this is.
I'm gonna turn my clock.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the clock out of my pocket. I'm gonna set it for 15 minutes
So you're outside the door.
outside the door. I'm gonna turn
Which direction?
the direction that I turned it last time.
The direction you turned it last time.
That's correct.
Okay.
You gotta learn how to use this somehow. Which direction is that, so I can keep it up?
So I believe it was that you guys went backwards in time. So you turned it backwards 15 minutes. So you turned the watch 15
No,
minutes
I
back.
set the clock 15 minutes ahead. Is what I
No, it was
just
15
said.
You said you changed the clock 15 minutes. And I asked what direction. You said in the same direction that you did before. So the first time you did it, you guys went back in time.
What I meant
so
is set it 15 minutes ahead.
you want to set it 15 minutes ahead.
Yeah.
So you can pop up in the future.
Right.
Okay.
That's the idea.
Give me I believe it's a power roll on that one. This is a magic point thing.
This is
You're
a
using a
magic
magical You're using a magical item. So roll your power.
5 times
It's
your
5
power.
times your power.
5 times your power.
I got a 14,
Nice.
which is exactly my power. So
Wow. All right.
Wait, 5 times your power is 14?
no, my power is 14. So
Oh.
I totally.
So
I totally did
it actually
I thought it was
costs you a
5.
magic point. So go ahead and mark through that.
Okay.
And 15. You are 15 minutes into the future. What do you do now?
Now I'm gonna listen. Back at that door.
Okay. I don't know you're there, so go ahead.
I don't hear anything.
Little disoriented.
Okay, but I will look through the keyhole.
Remember, you can choose to succeed. It just comes at a cost.
Just
I'd
open the
rather
door.
see. I'd rather see. So I'm gonna spot hit through the keyhole,
Spot hidden.
and I will succeed with a failure.
You'll succeed with a failure.
So I fail my roll, but I will succeed to do that thing.
He'll choose to succeed.
Okay. You are intrigued when you look through the keyhole. You actually do see Harper standing up, and it looks like he's walking, pacing around the room, muttering to himself. And then he goes to the bathroom, I think, ostensibly to look in the mirror, and you don't hear or see anything. So you open the door, and it actually creaks when you do, and you hear a muffled sound from the bathroom start to come out hurriedly in your direction.
Okay.
Tackle it.
I will try to hide.
Okay.
So I'm outside the door. I hear him.
He's coming
screaming
your
something
way.
and running this way.
Well, he's not screaming now. He was in the bathroom. He was walking around and muttering. Then he went into the bathroom, and when he did, you tried to open the door, and or you leaned against the door, and it creaked, and he now suspects that there's somebody listening.
Okay. Well, I will duck into the room next to us to hide.
Okay, I believe that would be your guys' room.
Yeah.
Okay, you try the door and it's locked because they're not back yet. And they probably would have locked their door.
Eating gumbo.
I'll just hide in the door jamb. Like, as thin as I can.
Not weird.
As you're hobbling on one leg.
Well, so what's in the hallway? Can I hide behind anything available, or is it just basically
Plan.
I mean, it is a hallway. There is not much there. Again, it's very basic quarters. It's not. There's not big archways in the rooms.
Is there a room service cart or?
Give me a luck roll on that one. And having you roll.
I killed it. I got a 6.
You are lucky. There is a room service cart that is coming around the corner. You are able to kind of dodge and duck around the corner, and you hear Harper come out and mumble something, and then go back in and close the door, and then you keep hearing the cart wheel down the way. As that's going on, let's cut back to the 4 of you. You are eating what looks like some delicious jambalaya.
Yeah.
This is delicious jambalaya.
I don't have much of an appetite.
Are you still feeling ill from your injury?
I'm fine, just a little woozy.
I'm sorry.
Well, some powers, obviously, are indicating that we should follow the trail and choose a side and continue on
Yes.
to, I don't know what end, but... And I obviously don't know if we should even trust this.
Well, I certainly don't trust it, but I would love to find out what happened while you were gone. And if there's any way we can get to the bottom of that, I feel like I would at least have some sort of, I don't know,
Closure.
settled feeling in my mind.
Yes, but closure at what cost?
I don't know if you feel the same way I do, but when I can't discover how something works, I just have to tear it apart and make sure that I come to the conclusion. Even if I don't fully understand it, if I can have an inkling of an idea, then I can feel like I can move on. If I don't come to any sort of, I don't know, settled feeling about the whole business, I think it'll eat away at me the rest of my life. So
More jambalaya, sir?
Yes.
yes, please. Sorry, Derek? Was it?
Derek.
Derek.
Yes. I have a question for you.
Sure.
I found these in my room. I'm not sure if someone from the staff left them behind. Have you ever seen anything like this?
They look like they're part of a chessboard, if you ask me.
That's correct. Any particular chessboard here at the hotel, do you think?
No, I don't think we have any of those for recreation. You can probably buy one at a store.
Great, thank you. That'll be all.
Okay.
And, well, sorry, Derek.
Derek.
Right. Are there any trails nearby?
Like hiking trails?
What kind of trails do you want, sir?
Like a famous trail, like this is the Pirates Trail, or the trail of anything of note, or in this town.
I don't know. I think the lady at the front has some tourist trails that you can go on. There is a hike down to the serial killer's house. You can go down there.
Well, that sounds
Serial
fun.
killer's house.
Oh yeah, there was a crazy man that lived in Jamaica in the 1500s, and he killed like a bunch of people that used to come around here. They don't want us telling the story because it's bad for tourism, but they found him, and when they arrested him, they found like 53 watches in his house, a bunch of bones. It is crazy. If you want to go down there, some people like to go. That's the only trail I know.
How did he kill people?
I don't remember. Maybe they have something down at the museum, the Historical Society, yeah? I don't know.
Well, I didn't read about any serial killers while I was at the museum, but are you sure that's the trail we want?
Oh yeah, it's pretty haunted. Nobody goes down there. In fact, nobody even lives in that place. People stay away from it.
Is
'cause
that
he
where
still
Captain
comes around.
Morgan goes?
Oh, Captain Morgan.
You give him rum. Where do you find him?
You find him, I don't know. No one knows where he's buried. He was in Port Royal. You could go down there. It's just down the beach a couple miles.
Is that the different direction than the terribly fun tourist attraction of the serial killer?
The serial killer's inland on
Okay.
the island.
Yes, well, I would rather go visit the coast than a serial killer's old house.
Yes, I agree. I would feel much
agree.
safer if Harper came along with one of his guns.
You know, I have a rifle.
I would still feel much safer if Harper came around with some of his guns.
Agreed.
I'm a pretty good shot, actually.
I mean, not that, you know.
I could go fetch him for you, yeah? Let me go get Mr. Harper.
Oh, thanks.
And I will bring my rifle just in case. Why not?
Extra guns are great.
Great.
Yes.
Says the man in the pantaloons.
Do I make it to these people at all?
You tell me. Is that the direction you were
where,
going?
Yeah, where is that cart going?
So yeah, the cart. So you didn't jump into the cart. You passed
Behind
the
it,
cart. Yeah.
but I'm still using it as
Okay.
cover. Right?
So you used it as cover.
along it.
Yeah. I mean, you waited for Harper to go back in the room, and then
Okay.
you just kind of. I don't know. You tell me. You could have abandoned the cart at some point and gone back downstairs if you wanted to.
Sure. Well, I'd head back to where these people are.
Okay. You make it there, and apparently they're talking.
We're going to the beach.
We are still deciding.
Guys, Harper's lying to me.
I'm what?
He's lying asleep,
He
is
was-
what you said?
You were pretending to sleep earlier. You must have had something on your mind.
Yeah, I want to fall asleep. I'm exhausted, but I just can't. I'm sorry.
Just try rum.
I have not. You have some? I would definitely take some now.
We can get some, of course. Dervin?
Derek.
Derek? Derek?
It's Diddy.
Derek, sir, what you want?
Rum, please, for Mr. Harper here. Yes, I
Should I charge it to your room, sir?
of course.
Okay. He comes back and scratches his head and says, we have about 12 to 50 different kinds of rum. Which kind do you want?
The lemon one.
Lemon rum. I don't know if I'm familiar with that flavor. Sorry.
Whatever your most strong but cheap policeman style rum.
Style
Blue collar rum.
collar rum.
Jungle Jim's grape rum. Yeah, okay.
That sounds perfect for it. Is that fine, Wayne?
Yeah, that actually sounds great to me.
Great.
Why don't you take the bottle back to the room, try to get some sleep with it.
That's a great idea.
Well, I'm up now. Anybody want to share a nightcap with me?
No. You've had a rough night. I strongly suggest you get a little bit of rest. I want
The-
to do some persuade
Well,
on this sucker.
but Derek said I should come down and bring my gun. Is that still...
Yes, I was wondering if I could borrow it.
I would like to come along with you. You don't seem like a crack shot.
Oh, that's all right. I'm bringing my rifle. Things are gonna be fine.
Oh,
I'd still like to borrow your gun.
well, there's safety in numbers. Can I just come along with you?
No, I'm sorry. He's had a really rough night. He's my best friend. I don't want to see him get hurt or captured again.
No.
Just stay here
Listen.
tonight.
I'm my head's clear. I'm just gonna hit a
Darling
bottle of
Harper.
this, and I'll be fine. Come on. If you can go around with one leg, then I can definitely go around with a little bit of a headache.
Hey, man.
Can-
I owe you one. You saved me to get this leg cut off so that I didn't die. Let me return that favor by keeping you here just one night. Persuade.
In addition, I just purchased some.
You got a 4.
In addition, I just purchased some of the most appropriate rum, and they brought it into my room, so you really should have it.
Oh, don't ruin it.
What does that even mean?
Thank you. Totally made it. Got a 4.
Totally made it.
Well, okay. If you guys want to leave me here,
Before you go, how about that gun?
why don't you roll a persuade?
Sorry, I did not make it, but I would like to.
Whoa! Nice.
I thought I did.
Nice.
I sure did persuade you.
You can give me a bad consequence for that.
But why?
He gives you the gun, but takes out all the bullets.
For a 9?
But why?
Trust me. It's just as effective as as a deterrent, if it's not loaded, just point it at him. You're gonna do great.
I don't think that's
and
true.
He takes the bottle and heads out of the way. Heads out. So you have an empty gun.
Guess you could throw it.
Not okay with this.
Yes, it seems a little late to find some bullets anywhere, but
I say we make our way to the
We
beach.
could ask Derek.
Why don't we go explore?
Derek.
Why don't we go explore Port Royal or where it was and see if we can come to any sort of conclusion?
In the dark.
Yeah.
in the dark.
Well.
We're going to a cemetery in the dark.
Well, there's no cemetery.
Bring the rum.
If only there was something that you had that helped point the way sometimes. Is it possible that you have something that will help guide you on your way in the dark?
A lantern.
Yeah, nice. Let's bring some lanterns, and I think I'll up to my room and I will
Get your
actually
rifle.
get my rifle
Yeah.
and bullets.
They're unfortunately rifle bullets, and not handgun bullets.
We're right.
so-
I can't. It's not going to be.
Derek,
Yes, Mom.
do you happen to have any bullets?
No, Mom, we don't stock those things here. I'm so sorry, but maybe you go down to a gunsmith in town. Maybe you could get some bullets there. But probably be closed. It's pretty late outside. I'm sure they'll be open in the morning.
Thank you.
Should we wait till morning? I mean,
No.
No?
No,
I don't
Because
think so.
then what's his face will be there. And we can't be like, oh no, take another day.
Well, are you coming with us?
oh, of course.
Oh, good.
Of course. And are we heading towards the beach now? Is that where
You
we're
guys are heading towards the
going?
beach.
So,
Beach.
guys, I gotta
Did you
tell
guys
you
bring some rum with you?
something
Because
about
he took the rum.
I did.
our friend Wayne. He is acting really strange. Talking to himself in the mirror, not telling me the truth. I'm a journalist. I deal with bullcrap all the time, and he's bullcrapping us. I heard from the detective that all of us did things that we don't remember. And I think whatever's happening with our friend Wayne is similar. He might be under somebody's spell, some type of psycho-induced coma or something, but I don't think we should trust him at the moment.
All right.
I agree. He seems a little too chipper to be his good old self.
Right. Thanks for taking the gun away from him, by the way.
Right. He is a grumpy man. So he had that alone should have been.
I mean, the poor man has PTSD.
Right?
Oh, well. Yeah, I'm sorry. That was a bit insensitive. But I mean, he's a stern. He's a tough character. So
Even so, we're gonna go find people who carved hearts out of other people and hung them from a tree on this side of a cliff. So we need people who are focused.
So you're saying we're all going to have PTSD pretty soon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
Most likely. As you guys wander down the trail, you brought some rum, right, for the captain?
yeah.
so we've left the hotel. We're on our way.
Yep.
But we brought the
You
rum.
You brought the rum.
And
I have a
lanterns.
spoon still in my
lanterns.
pocket.
Spoons and lanterns and rum.
The interesting thing is, that unbeknownst to everybody else, you actually don't really need the lanterns. You're not really sure. It's kind of the throbbing from the spider bite, but it's almost like you can see in the dark.
That's cool.
She's not Spider Woman. No.
Although she was bit by a spider,
And now has magic powers.
as far as I'm concerned.
Voodoo spider.
So
Yeah.
I proceed to do backflips down the trail.
Give me a dexterity roll.
With advantage.
So does the do the lights impair my vision now? Like, is it better if there's no lanterns on?
Yeah,
for me?
you actually kind of hang back a little bit, and why don't you give me a spot hidden roll, actually?
31. 65.
As you're hanging back a little bit, it kind of feels almost like there's somebody following you.
Harper.
What
There's
are you saying?
What's going on?
What's the matter?
I thought I heard something.
Leora, your crystal starts to vibrate in the direction of down the beach to the left.
The crystal thing says go left.
Are we really doing this?
Why not?
What is there to be afraid of?
Everything. Everything to be afraid of.
She is right.
You have your spoon.
There is everything to be afraid of.
With the exception of the 50 or so people who were murdered by a serial killer in this town, most people are happy.
Do you remember the last time you followed this crystal? How many people died then?
I don't know how many.
I wasn't.
I wasn't there. But I heard about it from people that were.
What happened?
Can I do a spot hidden check for whatever's behind me?
You already did, and you saw it
Oh.
again. You only saw that somebody was following you, so you can stop as they're talking and walking. You can break off and go and look for it, or you can continue walking with them. It's your choice.
I'm not gonna go by myself quite yet. I reach in my pocket and I hold this in my hand.
Okay.
For reference.
The one that was bitten by the spider, or not the one that was bitten by the spider?
The other one
Okay, the other one.
Spider bite is injured. You don't put things in.
hurts. Yeah.
You feel a strange throbbing from it, almost as if there's a little bit of a very, very faint heartbeat.
Gross.
It feels warm in your hand, and you feel very comforted.
Does the moon feel brighter to anyone tonight?
The moon?
Not particularly.
I just
Black as death out here.
feel like I can see so far. Did you guys hear something?
Did we hear something?
No.
Yep.
No.
Who has the rum?
I do.
I make a listen check.
And don't make it.
Okay. Again, you can choose to succeed.
No,
Just
I'm not.
I didn't make
Well,
that
I'll
either.
take a listen check, right?
not everybody. She did a listen check. Okay.
Do not succeed either.
You guys are going on along the way, and you actually see something on the edge of the beach. There appears to be the shape of something there. So you start heading towards it, and you look, and it appears to be some type of a large stone with some of the carving on it washed off. You're not sure what it is. It's buried in the sand, and as you guys surround it to kind of look at it, you hear some laughing coming from all around you.
Mr. Spitz, stop that.
I'm not laughing.
Who is it? Is it science?
I want to touch the silver spoon to the rock.
Okay. Nothing happens.
We're cool, guys.
What's so funny? Darkness?
Give me a persuade.
It does not persuade.
I see a bunch of landlubbers coming around my place.
Sounds
What
like
be
a captain.
looking for? And what do you have to offer a
Got
poor old captain in his old age?
rum?
Are you looking for rum? Or do you
No,
have rum to
I'm
offer?
answering the question.
Not in the right order.
Sorry, me ears be stuffed up a little bit. Did you say rum?
No, we're looking for Port Royale.
Oh, we're looking for Port Royale, and we have rum.
Well, I'm sure I could help you out with one if you provide the other.
Okay.
Procure the man some rum.
Do you have a cup?
Just give him the bottle.
You
Where is
don't see anything around you,
Pour
so
it on the stone. That's gotta be his marker.
Or place it on the stone, maybe.
I'll put it there first.
if you would, please, I have a hard time opening the cork these days. My hands are very old. If you could
Okay.
open it for me.
Stab the cork and pull it out.
All right? And
Pour it on
again, who were you offering it to? There's
The
nobody around.
darkness. You gotta show yourself. I don't know where to put it.
Give me an idea roll.
58 on a 70.
Okay. Yeah, you think that it's a good idea, so you pour just a tiny little bit onto the stone. You actually hear, instead of it being from all around you, it starts coming from just one direction, and from out of the darkness, a very haggard, old skeleton comes walking out of the darkness.
This is cool looking.
As you have numbers. If I could just get the rest of that bottle, I think that would be really grand.
You could have some of it, and then you can show us where to go, and then you get the rest of it.
Where would you like to go, lassie? I'd be happy to help you out. Again, once he comes out of the darkness, I do need to get everybody but you, Leora, because again, apparently you're the one that poured it. I'm going to have everybody else roll a sanity check.
Cool. I never win sanity.
Make it. My sanity's so high.
I make it.
Make.
Ouch.
That's right.
Do not make it.
Okay. You are... we're going to play it this way. You are convinced that it's some type of trick, and so you're like, all right.
No.
Come on.
This is this is clearly puppetry. There's something very, very simple. There's an explanation for this. And at that point, I just kind of go white and silent.
Oh, I was going to expect you to actually be in such disbelief that you go up and try and move around the skeleton or something like that, and he just slaps you really hard.
Spitz, this would be an ideal time for you to pull out your rifle.
Very well. I do, and sort of. Well,
How
I
are
don't
you
wanna- I
going
don't wanna
to
quite
kill a
hold-
dead?
He pulls out a saber
At least it would
and
make me
points it
feel
at
better.
you. Drop your weapons. And yeah, your hands are shaking at this point. I mean, you should lose a sanity point as well. You're meeting something that doesn't really fit your explanation here.
Hey, Captain, can you not threaten Spitz? He's a delicate man.
I think he should put his firearm down first.
He's dressed like a pirate, but he's no pirate.
Why would any man dress like that if he wasn't a pirate?
You've made it quite
Because he
quite
thinks you're
trendy.
awesome.
Where would you like to go, lassie? Tell me where you'd like to go.
We read your diary.
You what now?
You left some historical documents behind you, and they were made public by the Historical Society here in town. And we heard you know something about a library, a floating library, perhaps?
He gets a really sad look on his face. You know, maybe I don't want the rum after all. Take it from an old pirate ghost. There are some treasures you just don't want to go looking for. If you really want to know, I'll tell you, but warning from me, I wouldn't go looking there.
Why?
There are some things even the dead fear.
Well, Captain, we'd give you this whole bottle if you showed us the way.
I can't show you the way, but I can show you how to get there if you really want to know. He grabs the bottle from you. Drinks some. It's obviously spilling out of his rib cage and down. Boy, that is some really awful tasting rum. You cheap bastard.
I wanted it with lemon. They didn't. They didn't give it to me.
Look, I can tell that you guys are a bunch of crazy people even asking about it. The floating library was something that me and Moses Cohen found. Around the island there is almost a floating island. We had a pocket watch, and Moses used it to take us to the right time and place where someone else had seen it. The time and the place is actually that old Moses said he would take it to his grave. And I think he did. But if you look there, you'll find the time and the place. And if you really want to see the library, you'll have to go then and there. I guess if you go, I'll be meeting you there in person.
Well, where's your friend Moses been buried?
Well, he wasn't lucky to be buried at sea like me after an earthquake.
They buried you standing up.
Yes, but without my rum. The sea took me back because of my wickedness, and, well, I can't say I blame him. You'll find his tomb somewhere down the island. Looks like I'm almost out of rum. I'll be leaving you now.
Somewhere down on the island?
You'll know where to go. And you feel the crystal start pointing in a different direction.
That way.
She says that way. You turn to look in the direction, then you turn back, and there's no Captain Morgan. And you just hear a
Well, we have half the puzzle in my hand. The other half is written on this man's grave.
I realize that I've been clutching the back of Mr. Spitz's shirt. And I release really quickly and go, So, what do we do?
Follow the trail. I mean, we've come this far without our throats cut yet.
We're out of rum, though.
We are out of rum.
Well, it seems like we won't be needing it anymore.
Well,
Spitz, you seem quite shook.
Yes.
How do you feel about what has transpired tonight?
Just confused, frankly.
Well, shall we take a vote? Do we follow the Spectre's instruction?
a vote is a little more rational than I think I would allow myself.
I say we go.
I want to say that someone has been playing us here this evening, but I don't think that's perhaps what's happening. But I'm willing to follow that thing's instructions.
Well, at the very least, we'll find the explanation. Maybe that can ease your mind.
Or our deaths.
Also eases your mind.
I'm fine
It
with
didn't ease Captain Morgan's mind.
I'm fine with one of those solutions.
All
Yes,
right.
my vote is to carry on.
Famous last words. Shall we go on?
You guys start walking down the path. Your lanterns are burning low, and it is really dark outside. Except for Clara, she seems to be finding her way fairly well, picking through. Actually, again, she sees somebody following back behind off in the trees, but they're doing a pretty good job of keeping out of sight. You guys walk down the path, and I guess we'll stop there for the night. And we'll pick up next time on Call of Cthulhu, Mirrors of Darkness.
Whoa.
Nice.
How brave of you guys.